the U.S. Navy has finally acknowledged that videos appearing to show UFOs flying through the air are real. They don't call them UFOs, they call them unidentified aerial phenomena. The several videos they're talking about were recorded years ago by fighter pilots.
So it's really not a question of, do governments believe UFOs are real? Yes, they do. The United States government does. The British government does. The question is, do they have any idea what they are, where they're from? This week, the Senate Intelligence Committee took a step toward fixing that. They voted to require the Defense Department to compile and release a detailed report explaining everything it knows about unexplained aerial phenomena. We hope that happens.
So, it's been a while. I've been trying to figure out what the next video should be about for days. It's been about a month maybe since my last upload, and I wanted to make a new video this whole time, and I've sort of been stuck in between, the pandemic and all just the craziness that's been happening around the world. I've dug myself deep into a rabbit hole, and I was just kind of stuck there, looking for inspiration, and I realized that being stuck inside really doesn't inspire me that much. One positive thing that's happened in the past few months is that the UFO discussion has continued, and it's actually growing and going into a direction that I think is very positive. I've said it before and I'll say it again, the chips are in our favor. So, for some good news, Unidentified Season 2 has come out. Now, spoiler alert, I'm going to be talking about it for 2 seconds. I'm not going to go into it because that's not what this video is about, really. In the first episode, they highlight cases that were similar to the Tic Tac encounter that Fravor had, and in the second episode, they touch on triangle-shaped UFOs. So make sure to check that out because they point out some very interesting things. They're basically just adding more strength to this discussion and helping us get closer to the truth. So I don't want to sound like a broken record and keep talking about why UFOs are a threat. Now, I know there's many people that completely disagree with this and they think they're here to help us and they are peaceful. But if you look at it from a national security point of view, they could potentially very well be a threat. I don't want to make this video about UFOs being a threat. If you haven't seen Unidentified, make sure to check that out. And I've talked about it in the past, so most of you probably know my opinion on if UFOs are a threat or not. But lately, obviously, I've had a lot of time to think. And bear with me real quick as we go down this rabbit hole, okay? Bear with me. When discussing the topic of the UFO phenomenon being a threat, many give the classic argument. Their technology is so advanced, if they wanted to invade us or destroy us, they would have done that by now. So if that idea is true, why haven't they destroyed us or taken us over? Is it possible that we, humans, our species, matters more to them than we actually think? The UFOs and the pilots in those craft have been interacting with our species for a very long time. With all the Earth-like planets and habitable zones just within the Milky Way galaxy, why us? If there's one thing that I've taken away from looking into close encounter cases and just looking into the UFO phenomenon itself, it's that they need us. They're studying us. For example, let's talk about the abduction phenomenon just for a second. And this idea of the hybrid program that so many abductees recount after their experiences. If their technology is so advanced, why would they need to keep abducting people over such a long period of time? I'm no scientist, obviously, but couldn't they just have cloned or harvested what they needed instead of continuously abducting people throughout all these years? This is something that's been happening for years all around the world, but why? I'm only bringing this up because it seems like their technology is super advanced. You would think they would have another way of doing this. I mean, come on guys, if you look at the abduction phenomenon, it seems like they're just using us as a resource. We've been interacting with these craft and these beings for a very long time. And if you look into most close encounter cases, it seems like they are studying us. Like this is just all research. But if there's one thing I haven't been able to shake when I started thinking about this recently is that we offer some kind of value to these beings, because why wouldn't they have just left a long time ago? There is something much more important about our relationship with them that we are not noticing. Whatever they're getting from this interaction with us or our planet, these beings cannot duplicate it with their technology. Think about it. They've been here this whole time. They could have just left, and they continue to interact with us and abduct people. So why? If they're so advanced, why can't they duplicate it? What is it? Is it something about our human nature? Is it something specific to this planet that is found nowhere else? Which I think is highly impossible. There's a lot to talk about here. There's a lot to break down, so please share your thoughts and theories down in the comments. This could be a super long video. I'm not gonna make it that long. If you want me to do a part 2, leave your thoughts down there. We can maybe pick it up in another video. Thank you guys for always watching. And I know it took a while for this video to come out. I promise that I'm getting back in the groove. So there will be more content coming soon. And as always, on this channel, the paranormal is normal.